What's poppin', y'all? It's looking like it hasn't been a great week for the live streamer Nina Lynn, and neither has it been for Pokimane because she's just had a pressure applied to her with a lot of people that have been in her circle. Now, this all starts with Nina Lynn, who we're keeping it a buck. 8 months ago, her and this chick, Zoe Spencer, they essayed, and I'm here saying that, so you know it's for sure. So they essayed this dude, Saeed, who is the assistant of Silky, FaZe Silky, and you could tell, like, the clip, he's running away, he's like, get away from me, and they grab him, they're holding on to him, they're on top of him, he does not want it. So that whole situation happened. This caused, and that resurfaced, and then the way that Nina Lynn handled it, people were not too happy about it after it resurfaced. So after it resurfaced a week ago or 2 weeks ago, she's at a party, she's like, oh, I understand why he would feel embarrassed, this, and that, showing no type of, sympathy, empathy, whatever scenario is, taking almost no accountability until later on. But this caused a situation to resurface again with a streamer by the name of Disguised Toast. And this was a resurfaced clip as well from, I think it was like earlier this summer. I'm not entirely sure. I don't even think I could play you guys the clip. But yeah, the guy's laying on the massage table and she's just, going in, kind of like massaging him, like just messing around. And yeah, she like grabs his glute area, but it's not like she's not hard focused on that the entire time. So what happens is Disguised Toast responds to this, and he says the following. This clip is going around with the recent convos, so I'll address it. I was trying to get a massage from the physical therapist when Nina, an IRL streamer I've never met, pushed aside the therapist. Now, I didn't see the part where she pushed aside the therapist. From the clip that I'm seeing, she was just like, I'm on probation, so I don't even think I could show you guys that clip, or I can't risk showing you guys that clip. But I didn't see anybody get pushed. I see a cameraman. I see nobody saying stop, including this grown man here. He's what, like, not 22, not 23. Toast is like 33, 34 years old. So I pushed aside the therapist and started grabbing at my behind while I was already laid on the table. I felt pressured to go along with it because 3 IRL streamers' cameras pointed at my face, and also being at a sponsored event, I did not want to escalate the situation. I was extremely uncomfortable the whole time. All right, listen, man. We, and by we, I'm not talking Jeremiah, we're down. If this was a chick, and she was 34, we could understand, like, okay, there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of this and that. Listen, you're a grown man. You could be like, yo, what are you doing? It's like, yo, get off. It's that easy. Like, he doesn't have to embarrass her. He doesn't have to make the situation seem weird. He doesn't have to do any of that. This is a grown man that's 33, 34 years old. We're not going to pretend like, oh, like I was just, I just had to go along to get along. And if that was the case, then you're not allowed to come back. You're not allowed to come back later and say, well, I felt like really uncomfortable, when this chick is under fire, deservedly so. But throwing this on top of that, I think this is really like crushing her you're crushing the boot. You're crushing her with a boot. Granted, she was only banned for 1 day for what she did to that Saeed guy. And that was only after a bunch of big streamers were saying, how did she not get banned for this? And then he continues and says, definitely should have said something in the moment and regret not doing so. And honestly, a little ashamed of myself for not speaking up, because I just know if I ever spoke about it again in the future, people will say, well, you should have stopped it then. Yeah, I am saying that. And I will say that, and I will continue to say that. This is a grown man, man. If you cannot exercise boundaries on strangers, this is a stranger to you. That's what he's saying. At 33, 34 years old, when will you ever be able to do that? And he says, no, I don't agree with the quoted tweet using derogatory term to describe Nina. Just wanted to use it as context. Because the quote tweet says, she-man. This is kind of brutal for this chick. And like I said, this situation is not the situation with Saeed. Saeed, he was like, yo, get off me. He was trying to run away. And that's a guy that's smaller than Toast, has way less clout or whatever than Toast, and is younger than Toast by at least 10 years. And he still had the ability to say, I don't want this. We're not babying people. We're not infantilizing a grown 33, 34-year-old man. And I say this as somebody that likes Toast. Like, I think Toast is a nice guy. I don't think he's a fake nice guy. I think he is he's quite an authentic guy. Like, there's just nothing bad, nothing nefarious I can say about him. However, I'm not just going to throw this chick Nina under the bus like that. Like, I think she just thought she was playing a part of the character. I don't think she was specifically trying to go after him in that way. It was just, and this is not the same situation as Saeed. Like, Saeed, he told her to stop. She didn't. This guy did not say a word. he was a mute. Now, this does get bad for Nina because some of her allies, well, they came after her. One of them being Valkyrae. So another female streamer, she had this take, which I'm going to play for you guys right now.
Tweet. I cannot believe that Nina is unbanned. Toast tweeted a video of Nina pretty much at the streamer games assaulting him and massaging his at a massage table. And he said that he was uncomfortable the whole time. And he didn't even know her.
Yeah, that's bad. Now, I will give Valkyrae credit here because she named her. She said, hey, I can't believe that Nina's only banned for a day. I said I would not want her permanently banned. I think that chick is a star. I think she's a very unique character that stands out from everybody in streaming right now. You can't go and get another of her. She's got it. She's got the it factor, especially as an Asian female streamer. So, a week, maybe 2 weeks, I could understand. Maybe even a month. But I just don't want to see, I don't really want to see anybody permanently banned unless they're causing violence or havoc on stream. So here, Valkyrae is saying her name specifically, and the reason why I want to make that note is because another individual who messed with Nina Lin, co-signed her, did not say her name. And that is Pokimane. So Pokimane, and there's a lot of backstory here. So Disguised Toast, I don't know if he is still a member, but he was, for many, many years, a member of this streaming house group content. I think he's still a part of it, called Offline TV. It was started by this guy, Skara. Shout out to the OG, Skara. And a part of this group was Pokimane. Pokimane was there from 2017 to 2023. Disguised Toast was there from 2017 to 2023. They've done so much content together. They've worked together on so many different things. So they should be tight, right? So Valkyrae was not even part of Offline TV, although she did do content with them, and Valkyrae is friends with Disguised Toast. But I'm going to play you guys this clip right now of Nina and Pokimane kicking it, chilling, just talking about whatever preferences for guys that they have on stream.
Wait, you didn't fully tell us about your type. I am.
Yeah,
Domesticated.
My type is the obeying type. I need obeying. I need you to listen. Not too much talking. Shut up when you need to. Mind your own business. Make sure my business is running good. If I need assistance in anything, you have to drop everything and help me. Your wallet is my wallet. My wallet is my wallet. Yeah, any girls you talk to better be your sister or your mom. Other than that, don't talk to them too much either. Mom, maybe yes, because that's mom. And then any of your brothers that are homies, that's to check in with me. Because in order to find the secrets of their boyfriend, you go through them. So I have to have all their contacts. Location is always on, and I have an air tag in their car without you knowing.
Valid. What if she wants a slave? And what about it? It's her type. People have preferences.
Yeah. And then if we do for breeding purposes only. I swear to God. I don't want to be near you like that. And in the bed, do not touch me while I'm sleeping because I like to starfish. And I get hot easily.
Yes.
Yeah. I get really hot really easily.
So here you see Pokimane just, kicking it, nodding along. They're homies. It's not, unless this is all an act, I don't know, but clearly they're cool. And for some reason, people are upset because of whatever standards that she decided to vocalize, which I don't get why people would be upset with that. Why would you be upset about someone that you don't know, that doesn't know you, that you don't want, that also doesn't want you, and what they desire? It's just quite bizarre. Regardless, Pokimane decides to speak on this, and, vaguely. And she says the following. I've gotten a lot of comments asking me to speak on recent news, and I didn't tweet sooner because I felt the focus should be on the victims and allegations, but it also feels wrong not to say anything. Sad face. Oh, man. SA and harassment should be taken seriously, regardless of the gender of the perpetrator or victim. Who was the individual, Pokimane? Who was it? Keep in mind, I don't see a Nina Lin here. Because she could be talking about anybody. Because who else got accused recently? That dude Mizkif, he got accused by his ex-girlfriend, Emiru. The Nina Lin situation has been going twice, both with Saeed and with the disguised toast. So who are you? It's like 3 or 4 or 5 maybe happened. So you don't really know who she's talking about. There's already so much shame associated with speaking out on these experiences, when in reality, the shame should lie with the abuser. Who is the abuser, Pokimane? Please let us know. I'm a little bit confused. If I'm ever slow to comment on things like this, it's because these situations bring up a lot of emotions from my own past traumas, which I don't know if I'll share publicly. I hope this makes my stance clear. This is the vaguest stance I've ever seen. This does not make a stance clear. This is just saying, this is a nothing burger. This is like when Valkyrae was like, yeah, we hate PDFs and we don't like people that, attack other people. And it's like, okay, all right. Yeah, you've got the same take as every other human being on Earth. Congratulations. So I don't think anybody would disagree with anything that Pokimane said here. Nobody. Yet, she didn't say a name. She didn't say who was right. She didn't say who was wrong. And this is where I feel like Disguised Toast, that's your man's. That's your man's. And you've known him for 5+ years. And you can't say, like Valkyrae did at least, that, yo, Nina Lynn is tripping. We've done content together. So she doesn't want to throw Nina Lynn under the bus. Valkyrae, she already hurled her under the bus, just ran her over. She went forward and backwards. So she said it in drive, a couple of little bumps. You had the kids in the back hit their head on the top of the school bus, and she turned it into reverse, ran her over again, made sure she was turned into roadkill. So, shout out to Valkyrae for that. She was at least willing to say, hey, she should have been banned for a little bit longer. But Pokimane here, hey, maybe she's just being a girl's girl, right? Like she's just defending her homegirl. But at the expense of your man's Disguised Toast that you've known for many, many more years than that, I don't know about that. And a couple of different people started to call this out. A couple of other streamers started to call this out. Asmongold was one of those people that called this out. I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
Something else. What is this here? Pokimane talking about this. Oh boy, here we go. I've gotten a lot of comments asking me to speak on recent news, and I didn't tweet sooner because I felt like I should focus on the victims and the allegations, but it also feels wrong not saying anything. And harassment should be taken seriously regardless of the gender or the perpetrator of the victim. There's already so much shame associated with speaking out against these experiences, when in reality, the shame should lie with the abuser. If I'm ever slow to comment on things like this, it's because these situations bring up a lot of emotions from my past traumas, which I don't know if I'll share publicly. I hope this makes my stance clear. Here's the problem. Here's the reason why it feels inauthentic whenever Pokimane says this, okay? Is that people like this wait for the consensus and then they give their opinion. Meanwhile, I watch it live. Yeah, I'm glad that she's spoken out about it, but I think that the reason why she gets a lot of hate is that I think that she tries to manicure her public image so much that it ends up damaging it. That's my advice. That's what I think that she does. And, if you just be a little bit more realistic, then that's it.
The end of this is where I really want to focus on, and I think it's a great take by him, where he says she's trying to make her public image so perfect that people start to think, like, this is not a person. This is like something that Abercrombie and Fitch would put out as a statement. This is something like HBO Max would put out as a statement. It's like, are you a human being, or are you just like this entity that doesn't have any opinions? And this is the problem too. She is waiting for consensus, but she also doesn't want to throw Nina Lynn under the bus, and I feel like she did Disguised Toast dirty by doing this. And on top of that, if you're one of those people that constantly has an opinion every time it's a layup, it's an easy field goal, it's a penalty kick with no goalie, every time you've got an opinion on that. Like, for example, dog, if Aiden Ross said something, if Sneeko said something, if they were in something like this, she would be dunking from the free throw line like prime Michael Jordan. She would be doing windmills like Zion Williamson before he gained like 150 pounds. She wouldn't need to take the time or think about her own situation. And this is the thing too. She makes it about herself. She's like, well, I didn't want to respond because I thought that this should be focused on the victims, but I actually didn't want to. If you ever see me not respond, it's because this brings up stuff in my past. And this is where she's trying to take advantage of, like, oh, like she's saying that she's been a victim of something like this in the past, so we're going to she's trying to hijack sympathy from people. So, it's okay. We're going to cut her a pass for this. Dog, she couldn't even get cut a pass from the Hassan situation. Did that man shock his dog or not? Like, she didn't even speak on that. And she was like, oh, she threw it on her own employees. She's like, yo, my employees was tripping. We were not going to drop that podcast. Damn, I can't believe they did that. I don't even know if I believe that the employees were the ones that put out that statement that the podcast wasn't going to come out. So, yeah, that whole situation, like, Pokimane is not a real human being on Twitch. I don't know about off platform, but she puts on the mask when it's time to get on and soapbox, and that worked for an era. But right now, that era, that its time has passed. But let me know what y'all think about the situation. Do you think she slimed out her man's disguised toast? Like, yo, if I was in the same org as somebody, like, the way I look at it is like, yo, if disguised toast was my man's and that happened to him, I'm be like, yo, what the hell was wrong with you? But I'm gonna come out and say, like, yo, that chick was tripping for doing that, like I'm doing right now. Like, he should have spoke up for himself, but Nina Lynn has shown a pattern of behavior. If this was just one time, I might have cut her some slack and be like, yeah, it is what it is. But that Saeed situation and other situations, it's like, okay, you've got a pattern of behavior where you think some stuff can fly when it can't. And inability to read the room in certain situations. But you got to think, like, the environment that Nina Lynn comes from, and she's like, you're putting together worlds that are really not supposed to mix. And I think that's the result of a lot of the drama that's happening on Twitch right now. But yeah, like, if that was my man's, I'm saying, like, yo, this person did him wrong. That's whack. I don't like that, especially if I'm getting pressured to say something, which I'm not getting pressured to say a damn thing. If I don't want to say something, I won't say something. But, that's not how these guys work. They've got the golden handcuffs. So they must move in the chain gang when they say so. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see you on the next one.